Oh yeah, thank you, Mr. Reddy. Uh, what was I trying to say? I think having someone else controlling your company is not actually a problem because when you go IPO, you can actually, I think, take part of all shares that you're trying to emit and make it your own. And this way, you will control your company. You will remain the control of it. And those people who will have like 1-2%, they will not be actually like really significant for the company itself. Um, Another thing I want to mention is that not all companies are in need for IPO. It is not something like a perfect solution for anyone. I think mostly it depends on economy of scale. If you can scale indefinitely, then your company can emit shares, in my opinion. Because what is the reason to have cash or have like unlimited amount of money if your business is actually really constrained to specific niche or area, and it cannot be expanded, it cannot be made bigger. It's like in some specific like constraints that it is not growing anymore. It's just a stable cash cow that brings you money but doesn't grow because there is no customers, for example, or something else. But usually with digital businesses, especially with services that are available to the public, or projects that are B2B oriented, but the amount of businesses that they can work with are really big. For example, one really good example could be for a rental of a space in like the storage, let's say, for your service or whatever it is in the internet. Nowadays, every company has the need for their servers to be like somewhere, and the prices are actually really high for businesses. So I think if you have model like this and you can see that well potentially, you can grow your business like indefinitely. Then it goes like in the direction where you can go IPO because you can basically grow and you can emit shares by growing. So yeah, that's how I think. Why? What is going on? Why everyone laughing?
I don't
Setting
know.
a theme.
I'm sorry. Just once we started to recording, then
Everyone's like, wow.
we are just feeling weird. Just not out of no reason. Just my face tried like this, and
Yeah.
I tried to keep my straight face, but it failed.
I used to ignore it because when I was working this summer in the startup, well, actually, the example of my startups that I was working this summer was a really good example of companies that could go IPO because they were creating a marketplace for companies that want to purchase commercials, ads from creators. And both groups of people are really big. It's really hard to like take them all in one place. And for them, crazy amount of money is really good idea to have. So what I'm trying to say, I was working this summer and I used to record myself to create like a guide for people in a company. So for example, I learned one specific thing about like systems that we have, and I had to record myself explaining it to others. So it was a really interesting experience because when I actually recommend it a lot, when you record yourself and create a video out of it, maybe Victor knows because he has his own YouTube account. When you trying to deliver a certain message and then you re-listening yourself, you realize, well, actually, I have a huge problem with like putting words together, or my mimics is off, or something else. And it really helps actually, because you like, well, it's not gonna work, we'll record again. I had it like 10 times. 10 times in a row, I was like just deleting the whole thing and recording again. It really helps with how you deliver a message.